Never kill spiders in your house before it's too late. There is a trap in your room that has been working all night, and the most dangerous thing you can do tomorrow morning is clean it away before you know what it caught. You have seen it before. A thin web in the corner of the ceiling, a small spider under the sink, long legs folded behind a cabinet, a dark shape near the window that seems to freeze the moment you notice it. And your first reaction is almost automatic. Tissue, shoe, vacuum, broom. Because a spider inside the house feels like a mistake. Something that crossed a boundary. Something that does not belong near your bed, your kitchen, your bathroom, your children, your skin. But the spider was not standing there for no reason. It chose that corner. Not because it wanted to frighten you, because something moves there. A spider does not build a web in an empty place and hope the universe is kind. It reads the room in a way you cannot. Vibrations, airflow, humidity, tiny movements along walls, the invisible routes that small insects use when the lights go out. To you, the corner looks still. To the spider, it is traffic. And that is the part most people never think about before they destroy the web. The spider is not the invasion. The spider is evidence that something else is moving through your home. A gnat drifting toward moisture, a fly resting near the window, a mosquito searching in the dark, a clothes moth near fabric, a small roach nymph along the baseboard, ants exploring cracks. Tiny insects you do not see until there are enough of them to become your problem. The spider waits where those paths cross, still, patient, almost invisible. And then the web does what your eyes cannot do. It catches the night. A mosquito does not announce itself when it enters your bedroom. It does not land in front of you and ask permission. It follows heat, breath, moisture, and darkness. By the time you hear it, it may already be close. But a web does not sleep. A fly can spend all day touching the same dirty surfaces, then drift into your kitchen like nothing happened. A moth can find fabric. Gnats can gather around drains and damp places. Small insects can move through gaps so narrow you will never seal them perfectly. The spider does not need to chase all of them. It only needs them to make one mistake. One wing touches silk. One leg catches. One vibration travels across the line, and the still shape in the corner becomes something else. Not decoration, not dirt, a hunter. This is why the web looks so strange if you really think about it. It is not just a messy string in your room. It is architecture built for a specific kind of violence, made from protein, stretched across air, tuned to movement. A web is not passive. It is a sensory machine. Every strand is a wire. Every tremor is information. The spider can feel the difference between dust, air, a trapped insect, and danger. It does not need to see the whole room. The room comes to it through the web. And the longer that spider stays in one place, the more that corner becomes its map. Where insects enter, where air pushes them, where light pulls them, where the wall gives them a path. That is what you erase when you sweep it down. Not just a web, a working system. The mistake humans make is thinking a clean corner is a safer corner. Sometimes it is just an unguarded one. Because after the broom, the insects do not stop coming. The drain still draws gnats. The porch light still pulls moths. The window gap still lets in flies. The only thing that changed is that the trap is gone, and now the traffic moves without paying a toll. This does not mean every spider in every place must stay exactly where it is. If one is in your bed, your shower, or somewhere you cannot tolerate, move it with a cup and paper. Put it in a quiet corner, a garage, a shed, or outside if the species can survive there. But the spider in the ceiling corner, the one behind the furniture, the one near the window where insects keep appearing, that one may be doing more work than you think. House spiders are not waiting to attack you. Most are shy, fragile animals built to avoid large creatures, not challenge them. You are not prey. You are weather, a moving wall, a giant disturbance they would rather survive than confront. The insects they catch are different. Those are the right size. Those are the animals moving through the same hidden lanes. And some spiders do not even stop at insects. Cellar spiders, the long-legged ones many people call daddy longlegs, are famous for living in corners, basements, bathrooms, garages, and quiet rooms. They look weak, almost badly assembled, as if a breath of air could ruin them. But they are not helpless. They can catch flies, mosquitoes, moths, and other small insects. They can also take other spiders. In some homes, they become the thin-legged guards of the corners, quietly reducing the number of animals most people would be even less willing to share a room with. That is the hidden bargain. You tolerate one visible spider, and in exchange, it removes many invisible visitors. Not all of them, not perfectly, not like a machine, but continuously, without chemicals, without noise, without needing you to notice. A spider in a house is not a miracle, it is pressure. A small, patient pressure against the insects that follow food, moisture, warmth, fabric, cracks, drains, light, and human life. And if you keep removing every spider, every web, every corner hunter, you are not making your house empty. You are choosing which small animals get to remain. The ones with webs disappear first. The ones without webs keep moving. That is why before it's too late does not mean one spider will save your entire home. It means by the time you finally notice the real problem, the spider may have been warning you for weeks. A web is actually a biological sensor telling you the truth about your own home. If you notice a sudden cluster of webs near a window frame, it is not a random choice. The spider is telling you that a hidden gap in the insulation is letting flyers inside. A web appearing near a basement drain is an early warning that moisture is gathering where it shouldn't, drawing microscopic life. The spider is simply the data reader. It maps the cracks, the leaks, and the damp corners long before you notice they need your attention. The spider is not always the threat. Sometimes it is the first visible answer to a threat you have not seen yet. So before you destroy the web, ask one question. Why here? Why this corner? Why this window? Why this bathroom? Why this basement wall? A spider does not choose a hunting post for the view. It chooses it because the room is feeding it. And if the room is feeding it, then something else is already inside the room with you. That is the real story of the spider in your house. Not a monster waiting above your bed. Not a dirty secret in the corner. A small hunter standing at the edge of a world you barely notice, catching the things that move through your home while you sleep. So the next time you raise a broom toward a web, stop for 1 second. Look at the corner. Look at the silk. Look at the spider that has been waiting there, reading the room, catching what you missed. Then decide what you really want to remove. The hunter, or the things it has been hunting. Subscribe to make sure you never miss the next hidden story.